This man can be heard performing in the aisles at ShopRite. He's just that popular. Please give it up for Eugene Clark.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for making the far trek to Rockledge. You know, Eric was talking about that he has a kid on the way. Tonight, for the first time, my mom is at one of my shows. So I'm going to tell all of you the story about how my son was conceived. I was living at home. It was summer 2006. We were upstairs, my wife and I. Downstairs, the phone rang. My mom comes up quietly to tell me that I had a phone call. We were going at it like rabbits upstairs. So the dog comes up with her. The dog barrels through the door, and right behind the dog is my mom. You ever hear the expression, you had the shit scared out of you? Let me tell you, I had the cum scared out of me, and I was still with my wife. 9 months later, little tiny Eugene was born. You know, having kids is great. Who here's got kids? The other day I got a call from his school that he fell and he bumped his head. So I went into school, they were concerned that he had a concussion. I asked the nurse, I said, how is he? She said, well, his eyes are a little twitching, he says he has a headache. And then she said, I don't know if he knows what a headache is. I said, no, he just hears that every night before bed, my wife tells me she's got a headache. So we're trying to spice up our sex life. So I went into an adult store the other day, and I got handcuffs. So I came home, I threw them on the kitchen table, and my son saw them. He said, what are these? I'm like, oh, it's something I got from Mommy. He goes, I'm going to give it to her. I'm like, no, that's what my plan is. You guys seem like a good crowd tonight. I was always told that if it's an honest crowd, that you're a good crowd. So this is where I need your participation. Alright, I'm going to start. This is for the ladies. Which one of you ladies have been with a guy with a small penis? Come on. I know I'm not the only guy in the world with a small penis. Be honest, ladies. Who here has been with a guy with a small penis? Raise your hands. Alright, I see a guy in the back. Which one of you ladies are still with the guy that has a small penis? Alright, so I've just figured out one thing. We have a room full of ladies that lie. I know my mom's lying because her hand didn't go up.
How the hell would you know?
Hold on. So guys, this is for you. Who in here likes to get a blowjob? Keep your hands up. If you're here by yourself, put your hand down. If you're here with your wife or girlfriend, keep your hand up. Who here has ever gotten a blowjob from the person sitting beside them? Look at this. Look at this. The guys are honest. See, don't ever say that guys lie. Ladies lie more than guys, and I just proved it. So on to the next topic. Have you guys noticed that now they have a race for the cure for everything? I have a buddy, he has to go on a psoriasis walk. Psoriasis. He comes out to me, he says, yo, he has like one of the little wristbands. He said, I need you to do something for me. So what do you want? He goes, I'm trying to raise money. I said, for what? He's like, I need you to go on a race for the cure. I'm like, what's it for? He's like, psoriasis. I'm like, no, seriously, what's it for? He's like, psoriasis. I offered to buy him a bottle of Jergens, so we're not friends anymore. But if you notice, they have a race for the cure. Cancer, AIDS, HIV, breast cancer, all of them. They're all good causes. But the one thing they don't have a cure for, the race could be the cure. You never seen a race for the cure to cure obesity. You get all of them fat people up there, put them on a track, you say, run 400 meters, and you can even bet on them. It could be a sport, it could be a race for the cure, all that stuff. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little dry throat tonight. This is a good crowd. Everybody happy to be in Rockledge? Woo! I also have my twin brother here tonight. He's over there bending over, whispering something to somebody's ear. Oh, that's my other brother's wife's ear. Stand up, Rory. All right. Listen, my brother and I, we sound exactly alike. We look alike, we sound alike. The only, I mean, now we don't, because I, weigh 210 pounds and he weighs 160. So a couple years ago, probably the same summer that my son was conceived, my wife was upstairs sleeping in bed. My brother was on the couch. And, she's sleeping. I sneak up there. I stick my hand up. I grab her ass. I snap her thong. I'm like, hey, Sam, what time does Eugene get done? She turned around. She's like, he doesn't get home for another 2 hours. We worked through it. We worked through it. Couples counseling works. But before her, I had a girlfriend who was terrible. It was a girl, I was in the Marines. She's from California. She's no good, trust me. I gotta tell you, we lived together, and she was the type she liked to go to the beach and tan. So one night she's tanning. I come home from work. I was on duty. I had to do 24 hours. I come home, and the place is a mess. There's sand everywhere. I said, hey, how are you? She goes, oh, I need a massage. I did so much today. I'm like, oh, what'd you do? She's like, oh, I cleaned. Meanwhile, there's sand all over the place. So we get to bed, and she goes, I'm ready for my massage. And I'm massaging her ass. And she goes, why are you massaging my ass? I'm like, because it looks like you sat on it all day. So now, because my mom's here, I gotta tell you the dirtiest joke. You think that my son being conceived is the dirtiest joke, but it's not. I gotta tell you, I am a pervert. Yes, Mom, I'm a pervert.
You got it.
I think I get that from you. So,
I can still kick your ass.
do you hear that? She's saying something about doing something with ass. That's a pervert. So, anyway, I'm going to finish up the story. So the first time I ever did 69. You know what 69 is, Mom? Alright, I think she does by the look on her face. So the first time I did 69, I'm on the bottom, she's on the top, this woman. Not my mom, the girl. She's on the top. So I'm going. Right? I have to clarify, so I'm going to town. And I can't concentrate, because right at the top of the crack, there's one hair. So I'm just like, and then I can't stop staring. So I decide to do what any good man would do. I reach up, and I pluck it. That was also my first concussion. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a good crowd. We got CJ Hood closing. You got Troy, you got Jim, you got a bunch of good comedians. Thank you for coming to Comedy Trainwreck. That's my time. Have a good night.
Keep it going for Eugene. Eugene talking about small dicks. I got my implant, yo.